I'm going to explain to you how to realistically make your life into a never-ending vacation in your 20s. Exactly how I've been able to do it to allow me to travel the world and literally just live a life that looks like a vacation that never ends. Always be in warm places, always be able to have freedom and be able to do what I want when I want. Like the type of vacations that you have when you were a kid, how to have that as your literal like day-to-day lifestyle. Because the reason why I started entrepreneurship, I don't know about you, but the reason why I got into this to begin with and trying to make money online and all that stuff was because I freaking hated the feeling of being on a vacation with my family when I was younger. And then having these like emotions of like, okay, I have to go back home tomorrow, being on the flight back home, and then like, fuck, we're going back into the cold, it's gonna be cold weather, it's shit, your skin gets dry, there's no sun, you have no energy, you go back, like the winters back in Sweden where I'm from, like I hated that shit, and I just wanted my life to be a vacation, I loved, waking up in a new place, being outside, always being warm, having a good tan all the time. Is like exploring and seeing new stuff, I wanted that to be my ever long life. And I remember I hated so much that feeling of going back home and like the vacation about to end. And I used to like almost count down the days, like, okay, this vacation is gonna end in like a couple of days. I was like, I don't want it to end, I want to stay here, blah, blah, blah. It's like that was a big motivation for me to start off in entrepreneurship. And if you're watching this video, if you can relate to this at all, now I've built a life where literally like my life looks exactly like that. Like I can do whatever I want, go anywhere in the world at any given point in time. I'm 22 years old. I can travel wherever I want in the entire world. I have freedom to literally do whatever I want, whenever I want. I decide when I want to work. I decide like who I hang out with, when I do so. Like I have all this freedom, And I want to explain to you how I built that. How I did this without even starting a business. I didn't even have to start my own company or build a business of my own to actually get this type of freedom. So I'm gonna break down how I did this and how I'm currently making more than a doctor's salary every single month by doing a specific skill, one specific business model that I got into that's allowed me to do this. So I'm gonna break down exactly what I did, how I can do the same thing. Because here's the thing. Like most people don't get this, like you see these people online, that are traveling and living these crazy lifestyles, like they're traveling all over the world. If you look at my Instagram, you're gonna see me travel all over and like being in different parts of the world. And like while I'm doing this, I'm making a lot of money, like $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 per day on a daily basis in profit and take-home income, okay? I know a lot of people that are trying to get this like lifestyle when they move to Thailand. They save up a bunch of money from a 9 to 5 and then they just move to Thailand. That's not what I do, and that's not what I think you're watching this video is trying to do. Like if you want to make your life into actual never-ending vacation, you need to have an income coming in every single month that allows you to have freedom, be flexible, work from anywhere, travel while making money. That's the ideal setup. You don't want to be like traveling and like losing money when you're traveling. Obviously not. Like you want to be making money while doing so you're not having to like just go away for 3 months and having to go back home and like work a 9 to 5 again, save up money and then go traveling again. Like why would you do that when you could instead just go out and actually do something that allows you to make money while traveling? So you never have to go back into the cold if you don't want to. You never have to go back home and save up money, go work your shit at 9 to 5 ever again. This thing that I've done, the skill that I've gone all into and learned over the last couple of years has allowed me to never have to go into 9 to 5 ever again. I set myself up financially for the rest of my life to a point where I will never have to do so, okay? And what it is was my first of understanding. If you go back in my journey when I was young and I wanted to have this freedom, I was like, okay, the only way I can do this is I have to, first off, when I was super young, I was like, I have to go to study, I have to go to university, because that was what everyone else was telling me. Like I have to go into university, go into like college, high school, whatever it's called, and study to like be able to actually make all of this money and like have all this freedom, etc., etc. That was like what I thought when I was younger. And then I realized eventually like you don't actually have to do that. I realized like college and going into university is not the best path to actually make a lot of money. So then I learned about, okay, online money, like how can I make money online? How can I become an online entrepreneur, And I started trying different businesses, trying to make money with agency, drop shipping and trading and all these different business models, Try that for a while. And then like what I realized is like if your goal is to get freedom, which my goal was, I wanted to leave my hometown and be able to start traveling and be somewhere warm all the time and make over 10K a month. Starting a business is retarded. Like there's no reason for you to have to start a business. It's a way better path to take, okay? What it was for me is I realized, okay, if I just go out and instead of learning and like building a business, learning how to do sales, how to market myself, how to find clients, doing outreach and signing these clients and then delivering results. Like I was struggling with doing all this stuff. I liked sales. I like being on sales calls and it's like closing people, but I hated doing all this other stuff in the business. So I realized, okay, shit, what if I just do sales? What if I could just like focus on the skill of doing sales and have the freedom of like traveling around where it's like taking some sales calls every single day from my laptop. And that's when I learned about the industry. It's called high ticket sales, where you work for other successful online businesses. Instead of starting your own company and having to like go through all the pain, trial and error to like build a successful business, you just plug into an already successful company that's already like making money. It could be an agency, it could be like a coaching business, like someone who sells like a mentorship or like a mastermind, everything from these different like influencers you see online to like a marketing agency that's already successful, that's making like hundreds of thousands of dollars per month. You come into a company that's already successful, and then you work as what's called a high ticket closer for them, where you basically you get sales calls on your calendar that they provide for you. They do marketing, they get people that are interested, and then they book people onto your calendar. You don't need to do any cold calling. You talk to people for a couple of calls every single day, between 3 to 6 calls is what I've been taking over the last couple of years per day. Talk to some people, chat with them for like 30 to 60 minutes, understand kind of where they're at, what their goals are, position the solution that you're selling as a solution for them, and then close the deal. These people already want to buy. You don't have to push people like in some crazy way to get them to hand you over money, and then you get paid commissions from doing so. When I realized this, it's like, okay, I can literally just like do the skill that I already like doing, work for an influencer that's already successful, work for a company that's already successful, learn and get better at the skill, get paid 10, 15, 20K a month while traveling the world, doing this from wherever I want, a couple hours per day. I was like, shit, this is the thing for me. It's like, this allows me to check off all the boxes of learning the most important skill, having freedom, having flexibility, and also doing something I actually believed in. And this is what allowed me to really create this life that I have right now, where I started like in my early 20s, started being able to travel all over the world, visited multiple countries over the last couple of years, while making like a lot of money from my laptop by like taking a couple of Zoom calls per day. It's kind of crazy. And like everything that you need to get into this, everything that I had to learn is just like learning how to speak to people properly. That's it. So if you know how to speak to people, if you like communication, you like is understanding other humans, and having good conversations, helping people make like fulfill their own potential and achieve their goals, you will do well in this industry. That's really what it takes. Like I used to show up the calls and talk to people, genuinely have fun, authentic conversations. There's no like showing up. I don't need to show up in like a suit and tie. Like I just show up in a hoodie, take a couple of calls per day. Right now I'm here in Medellin, Colombia. I was out in Brazil for a bit. I was in Spain, Costa Rica, Mexico. Like I go all over the world, wherever I want, and sit down, take a couple of calls per day from my laptop, close some deals. And as an example, so you understand how this works. Let's say I'm selling a program that costs, for example, $10,000. That's pretty like realistic in this industry. I get paid a 10% commission of that. Again, that's pretty average. Then I make $1,000 every single time I take a call and I close a deal. Obviously, not going to close everyone, but my closing rate has typically been around 50 to 60% on the offers that I've been on, which is pretty high. Average is around 30 to 40%. That means that when I take a couple of calls per day, if I close half of them, I'm making usually between like $1,000 to $3,000 per day by doing this, which is kind of mind blowing that with one single skill, not even running your own business, you can make that type of money. And you can do this again while working from anywhere and living this type of life where you're like just going around and just making money from your laptop. So understand like you don't need to start your own business. Doing what I just told you right now is way simpler. And if you want to build a life for yourself, you can just start traveling and you can leave your hometown, be able to start exploring new places, live somewhere warm, not have to go back home after your vacations, This is the way to do so. Because this is so much faster than building a business. A business, you have to learn sales, marketing, fulfillment, all these different things to actually get good at it and then succeed with a business. With this, it's just one skill, learning how to sell and finding one client. That's all you need. Understand that you're right here, right now. Your goals of having freedom are up here. The only thing that's in between are the skills that you need to get to that level, okay? What do you think is going to be easier? Going out and mastering sales, marketing, fulfillment, and building an entire business, finding a product market fit and all that stuff? Or is learning one single skill, finding one client? Obviously it's going to be faster. And this is what I've seen time and time again, because I coach people. I have my own inner circle where I help other guys, young guys, get into this industry. And I've seen this time and time again where I work with young guys that have zero sales experience. They just have a passion for making money and getting freedom and talking to people. And I help them learn this skill in just a matter of weeks, help them get into a role. And now they're making a full-time income, traveling while doing this. Like it's a very simple and quick path to get into. It's not like get rich quick by any means. You're not gonna make millions of dollars per year by doing high ticket sales and being a closer, but you can grow into that. That's what I've done. You become, first of all, you can get into closing or appointment setting, then you can become a sales manager where you manage entire sales teams, you build out an entire business. There is a long-term opportunity to this where you can grow this into like a proper big business and actually get rich from doing this as well. So that's how I built my life. That's how I did it. High ticket sales. If you want to learn this from me and get my help to actually get into this, I have a bunch of roles from hiring and I can place people in that I do from my one-on-one mentorship. If you want my help and see if you're a good fit for it, you can book a call with me, download this video, we'll chat, see if you are a good fit for working together. And hopefully this is valuable. If you have any questions, feel free to DM me on Instagram. My DMs are open for advice. And take action on this stuff. Don't keep watching these YouTube videos and mentally masturbating. Actually, be the person that's gonna watch this video, take action on this stuff, and actually do something today towards changing your life and actually getting this never-ending vacation type of lifestyle. I'm rooting for you. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Ciao.